ear goggles, bitches. It's time for some pop fucking goulash. It's been a while. Life, man. Life gets in the way when things like are happening.
No shit.
Yeah, so Tom's here tonight. We're not going to do a Netflix and chill this week. We're just going to kick back. We got things to talk about. We got beer to drink. And this is getting really super sweet right now.
This is really good.
We're drinking the Left Hand Nitro White Russian.
Right.
It's like a blonde ale.
The dude abides.
Oh,
yes.
and even on they've got like the White Russian glass and the bowling pin on the front.
Yeah.
It's so fucking brilliant, dude.
White Russian stout with coffee.
Yeah.
And vanilla.
Yeah, and it's a blonde stout.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not normally a fan of blonde stouts. This thing keeps sticking to the glass and bouncing off.
That's fine. But like Tom took his first drink and like I saw the whites of your eyes and the look on your
really
face.
Good.
It's fantastic.
It's really, really good. It's really smooth. It's very easy to drink, which is a problem. But,
yeah. No, it's a good thing that I don't have many of them.
It's a good problem to have, and I'll get over it.
Yeah, because we got to try this whiskey tonight,
Well,
too.
we also have those maple dragon's milk in there.
Tonight, you might be either Ubering home or crashing on the couch.
It all depends.
Yeah.
It all depends. That's not my plan. We'll see what happens.
Dude.
We got a lot to talk about, though, dude.
Yeah, smell that.
Because I haven't seen you since Fish.
Yeah.
Oh, that smells really, like... That smells very smooth.
Yeah, dude. It's a 2-year, surprisingly. So, shout out to Hale and Bradford. They're a distillery out of Berthoud, Colorado. We actually visited their tasting room when we were out there.
Oh, nice.
And I tried their 1 year opposed to the 2 year, and the 1 year was fucking smooth, too.
Oh.
Way fucking smooth.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised from a 2 year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they had a vodka. I did not try the vodka, but I tried their gin, and their gin was excellent. Like their gin you could just drink with ice.
Really?
Like it was tasty fucking gin.
Because I am not a gin drinker at all.
I am. Like it just depends on the day or mood that I'm in, but I do like a good gin and tonic.
Really?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Not me, man. I don't. I mean, I just try and stick to bourbons and whiskeys. I'm not a big fan of gin. Vodka I will do, but I mean vodka's it doesn't even taste like anything. It tastes like you're drinking rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, but if you're drinking a shitty vodka.
Yeah. Well, I don't drink vodka enough to drink good vodka. So
well, I mean, there's like Smirnoff, and then there's like Tito's, and I enjoy Tito's. Tito's is pretty damn decent.
I do enjoy a vodka martini every now and then.
Yeah, vodka.
I will do a vodka martini a little dirty.
Oh,
every so often, and those are pretty good.
Yeah, dude. Like I got turned on to dirty martinis from Dana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was like making them when we both lived in Chicago. Yeah. Like we found out we lived like a mile from each other. Oh. So we'd hang out and whatnot, and she just had dirty martinis at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever.
Well, why not?
You know, we were 26, 27. Right. It didn't matter.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Right. So like, yeah, I got hooked on them then. So also to all of our listeners who are wondering what's happened to Dana, and since she's not been on the show in a long, long time, just wanted you to, if you want to hear what she's up to lately, you can actually search her out on whatever podcasting application you're using, and she is got a new podcast with a new dude, and it's called Journey to the Center. Yeah. So if you want to check it out, check it out. There's your shout out, Dana. So yeah, but yeah, so we've both been on vacations.
Yes, both been out and doing shit and working our asses off.
Yeah. Your family went out to Portland. Mine went out to California.
Yeah, we just got back from Portland. We were in Portland a couple weeks ago for like 8-9 days, and it's nice, man. Portland is, dude, it's one of the prettiest places I've ever been. It's so green.
Dude, the Pacific Northwest, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to Seattle a number of times. I had a buddy that was stationed out there in the Navy for a while.
I had a friend that was stationed in the Army.
Okay.
And,
we just lost. Oh, there we go.
What was that? I think that was the headphones.
Could be.
Yeah, it was the headphones. Yeah, my friend's actually in town this weekend, but I don't have time. I just don't have time.
From Seattle?
Yeah.
Yeah, Seattle's nice, and I mean, we almost moved there back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. Because the 90s and because
in the
Seattle.
90s it was Seattle, and I got a job offer, and like I said, we had friends out there.
Microsoft?
No, it was from some tiny little software security company.
Right. Dude, did you know that I was 5 days ago old when I found out that IBM stood for International Business Machines?
I just learned that.
So you are today years old.
I am today years old.
Yeah.
And I learned what IBM stands for.
Yeah, it stands for International Business Machine.
I probably heard it at some point.
Well,
but
I heard those. I've heard those three words in conjunction with one another in a Clutch song.
Okay.
Because he says it on Burning Beard. Okay. I believe it is, which is on the what is it? The Robot Hive album. Go check that album out. It's fucking amazing. Oh, dude, I saw him on that tour.
On Robot Hive tour.
Yeah, I saw him at the Logan Square Auditorium, which is like the top level of this fucking brownstone.
Yeah.
Right at like Logan, and I want to say the cross street, maybe Logan in California, or right in that area.
Okay.
And seriously, it was like an old-fashioned like Eagles Hall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I've never been there. I've heard other people that have gone there before, but I've never been there.
It's the only time I'd ever gone,
yeah.
And to this point and previous to. It's the only time we'd ever been there, and they put on a hell of a show, dude.
Dude, Chicago's got some great venues. Well, Clutch puts on a fantastic show, man.
I've only seen them the one time, but they were fucking great, and their new album's not bad.
The new album is pretty good.
They just keep dropping albums, like the Affidavit. I didn't really care for, or whatever that album was. It was the one before this one. The one prior to this one.
For that either.
I mean, it was okay.
It's good. But it's still Clutch, and it's good.
They need to get the keyboard player back. The keyboard player not made the records, but he definitely filled it out.
He definitely fills it out. Musically, they're so strong. Man.
Yeah.
And his voice is
ridiculous. Yeah, what is it? I want to say Neil Finn, but it's not Neil Finn because he was in Crowded House.
Yeah.
But his name is Neil.
It's Neil something.
Yeah, but goddamn, dude. I was listening to what's the one that's got oh fuck.
Blast Tyrant is my
Blast Tyrant. Yeah, that's the one.
My favorite one.
It's their best album, hands down.
I think so. That or the Robot Hive. Robot Hive is the one with 100011.
Yep.
100101.
Yep.
Whatever the hell it is.
The binary code.
The binary code.
Yeah, those albums were put out back to back.
Yeah. Those two I think are their best albums.
Dude, Blast Tyrant is so good.
But you could put on Blast Tyrant from start to finish on repeat and just crank it, and there's not a bad song on that.
I feel that way about that album as well, and that's the album that really turned me on to Clutch. Like I dug what I'd heard. I mean, but like they're so far from where they were when they put out a Shogun named Marcus.
Yeah,
like they were like fast and hardcore, and now they're just really jammy and just dirty. Like that. If I were to start a band now, that's what I would want it to sound like.
That's the music I love playing. That's the stuff that I want to play. Is that it's not really sludge or stoner rock, but it's in the needle right in the middle. It's like right there on the edge.
Yeah. It's because it's not like Alice in Chains, but it's not Queens of the Stone Age either, or Caius.
Right. Well, Blast Tyrant is the one you actually turned me on the Clutch because I borrowed Blast Tyrant from you that one time, and I listened to it and I was just like, "Holy shit, who are these guys?"
Yeah, and you're like, "Wait, this is the same band from '91?"
Like, right, and that was like, ever since then, it's like, I got to consume as much Clutch as I can.
Yeah, dude, I can't.
It's one of those bands.
The next time they come, we gotta go.
Yeah, I've never seen them.
They tour constantly. Like, fucking constantly. They're one of those bands that, like, recently has been putting out an album consistently, like, every 18 months to 2 years. And touring.
Yeah. I've never seen them. I've only seen video of their shows. And like I said, and I've talked with guys who have seen... I used to work with a guy who was a huge Clutch fan. Like, he saw them every time they came in, sometimes multiple times.
Right.
And he said it's the best show you'll see.
It's fantastic.
I don't know if I'll go that far because I've seen some really good shows.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but they're good, man.
Yeah, like I was talking to my my brother-in-law when we were out in Colorado, and because the new Tool album came out today.
Yes, Happy Tool Day.
Yes, Happy Tool Day.
Actually, right?
Well,
or today.
No, it's 10:30, dude.
Is it still Friday?
Yeah, it's still Friday.
It's still Friday. Then it came out today.
Yeah,
right.
So,
I love this new Tool album.
Yeah, dude. But I've never been to a show at Red Rocks.
Neither have I.
And he lives like 45 minutes from Red Rocks.
Dude.
Yeah.
I just talked with a guy. Just last week, I was talking with a buddy. A buddy's brother-in-law or something, and we were at a birthday party, and he made a trip out to Red Rocks to see shit. I don't even remember who he saw, but whoever he saw was like one of these bands that's like, oh my god, yeah, that's who you're going to see at Red Rocks, right? It might have been like it wasn't Dave Matthews, but it was in that genre where it was like, you know, one of those jam bands, and dude, he showed me pictures of like, and he said they sat all the way up on the top of the lawn, all the way in back,
and it's perfect.
And it's just gorgeous.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. You see the mountains in the background, the whole show. It's like, I was like, when he showed me this, I'm like, dude, that's it. I got to go to Red Rocks.
Yeah,
I got to see somebody at Red Rocks.
Right. So I told him, like, if Tool comes to Red Rocks next summer, pick me up a ticket. I'll figure out how to get there.
I'll drive my ass there.
Right, and if you need a ticket, I'll make sure. I'll be like, pick up 2.
Dude, if Tool comes to Red Rocks and you're going, we're going.
Right.
It's just a given. Don't text me and ask me. Just get the ticket and tell me what the date is.
Yeah, because that show that, well, I mean, not the last time they played Chicago, because they just played about a month ago, but I wasn't paying festival prices to see like 3 bands. Fuck it. I don't like people that much.
They came with...
it was at Metal Fest.
Yeah. So you know,
they were like System of a Down. It was a good bill.
It was a good bill, but
I don't want to pay that much money. I don't want to.
There's another one coming. That's what is it? Alice in Chains, Rival Sons, and Tyler Bryant, I think.
Okay.
Tyler Bryant's blues guitar. He's kind of in the I don't want to say the Stevie Ray like genre, but. He's kind of in that world where he plays the Strat and it's a lot of guitar blues and that kind of thing. But it's a little bit harder. And then Rival Sons is just dirty blues, right?
Okay.
And then they're playing with Alice in Chains. And I was looking at that and I'm like, dude, God, I don't want to. I just, again, if I'm going to pay $150 for a ticket, man, I got to make sure that I really, really want to go. Plus, I think it's on like a Tuesday night. And I'm just like,
well, that's that. It's like that Bert Kreischer show I asked you about. That's going on a Tuesday night. And I'm like, I don't want it. Oh.
Beep, beep.
Damn, that's a lot of errors. Oh, I know why.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's for the new Tool record. I gotta update my password on my laptop.
Dude, just listen to it on Spotify.
Yeah, fuck Spotify. I fucking hate Spotify. But I actually purchased the album.
I didn't buy nothing. I've been listening to it nonstop.
Dude, they get a half of a thousandth of a penny for every time you listen to it. So,
I know.
But like, I'm going to Kiss the Sky tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going actually to the farmers market downtown Batavia.
Okay.
Because.
Well, bless you.
Salud. I need another beer and or whiskey.
Yeah.
But I need to get my knives sharpened. And there's a dude that does it down there for dirt cheap, and he does a fucking hell of a job. Like, my knives still have a pretty decent edge on them after 2 years.
Yeah.
So I need to get that done, but it's like right down the street from Kiss the Sky.
Oh, nice.
When Tool put the album out, right now, the only way you can get it on CD, it's $40.
What?
But...
what's it come with?
It has a USB charger on it, an HD LCD screen, and 2 speakers.
Really?
Yes.
Dude. That does not surprise me in the least.
Yeah, and I'm like, that is going to win a Grammy this year.
Have you heard all of it?
Yes, I have. It's fucking excellent.
It's so good, man. I texted you and I said, like, I think musically, this might be their strongest record.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those 3 guys musically are, I think lyrically, it really lacks.
Yeah, and
it's
like
very ethereal and
it's like I've been. Oh, and check out. I think it's blogger. I got a blog for the podcast now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start putting shit up on that, and if you want to write like shit for it,
excellent.
let me know, and we'll put it up there.
Cool.
I'll give you admin.
I'll tell the story about Phish.
Oh God, we'll tell the story about Phish after we talk about Tool, because I need some holes filled. So yeah, but yeah,
Tool,
dude.
But
like I've been listening to each of the albums.
Yeah,
and like okay, yeah, but anyway,
he can't do the things lyrically he used to be able. Vocally, he used to be able.
Well, no, he's in his 50s now.
He's right. Well, and he's got other interests, and I just don't think he's. This one like I said, lyrically, it really. I don't want to say it's lacking because I think the lyrics are good. There just aren't.
The vocal performance is kind of lacking,
Yeah, maybe,
or it's not living up to what your
it's-
perceived expectations would be.
I want to know. I want to know. I guess I wanted to know the story. Like in all the other records, there's enough lyrics, and there's enough. He wrote enough lyrics, and because I think it was you. Was it you that turned me on to how they write their stuff, or was it somebody else?
Might have been somebody else.
Basically, I don't know if you know this, but those three guys.
Oh yeah, they write and write and write and
all
write
the music, and it takes them sometimes years, and then they just literally send
Mm-hmm.
all the music to Maynard, and he writes all the lyrics.
Yeah.
I didn't get the impression this time around that there was like a whole lot of effort put into the lyrics. It was like it's just ethereal, and it's very like kind of dreamy when he sings. And there's a lot of places I feel like you missed an opportunity here to be like start screaming, but then it's like you can't really scream anymore.
Yeah, right. But like I've been listening to all the albums, like in progression. Like if
all
you
5 of them.
Yeah.
20, 30 years or whatever.
Well, 90, 92. 92 is when Opiate came out.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like if you listen to it, you could definitely tell a complete and total change in songwriting and production between Undertow and Inema. Because Paul Delmore, or was it Paul who was their original bass player? I think it was Paul Delmore was their original bass player, and he quit or got fired or something, and that's when Justin Chancellor came in.
Right.
And when we saw him, what was it, 2 years ago?
I think it was it that long ago?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, and to put this into perspective, the one song, Descending,
yeah,
the one that you were like, this song's fucking rules.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the longest song on the album. I think it's 15 minutes long. They played that night. I double checked it on setlist.fm.
Okay.
And yeah, they actually had played it that night.
That one?
Yeah.
I don't remember it specifically, but
yeah,
it's so hard because if you haven't heard the song before,
you don't find it's just some filler music in between.
It's just a lot of music, and it's
Well,
that was a great show.
Yeah.
I mean, that was such a good show, man.
Right.
It was like
but it fell down kind of a little bit of a rabbit hole doing this. And you could definitely hear, like, the way that it's recorded, Maynard's lyrics.
Yeah.
Like, on the Opiate EP, like, 3 or 4 of the studio songs, like, he just repeats the same lyrics over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not very inspired.
No.
At all.
No. Well, Undertow was the first time. Undertow was the one where
Prison Sex, that was like...
Prison Sex, Sober... which Sober was, I didn't know this, but the lyrics on Sober were a completely different song.
When he was in some ass metal band.
He was in some shitty fucking,
I saw like some weird video, like...
Okay.
I saw was that what you're talking about?
It might, yeah. Well,
I saw some like public access video from like LA in 90.
And, he did it with some, like you said, some shitty metal band. And he just took the lyrics and dropped them over like some new song.
Dude, those guys were fucking awful.
Oh god, the Maynard's first band.
They were terrible. It was like watching the Goo Goo Dolls when they were still a hardcore band in Minneapolis. There's footage of that out there, and you're like, ooh.
Yeah, I've seen some of that. It's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, you're right. There has been a progression with Tool over these. Well, obviously you'd expect some sort of progression over almost 30
years. Yeah, for sure.
There definitely has been, and I feel like this record, this one, like I said, for me musically, it's so strong. But I love that.
Yeah.
I'm such a huge fan of those big, long musical journeys where there's very little lyrics. The music is telling the story.
Mm-hmm.
That's why for me, I just love, and I think Danny Carey's drumming on this record
is phenomenal.
Is every bit as good as anything he's ever done.
Yeah, and like there was one song on it because I've only gotten through it once.
Okay.
Because the digital version is 120 some odd minutes long.
It's long.
I think the CD version is missing like a track or two.
Okay.
Because they just can't make CDs that long.
Like 5 of the songs are over 10 minutes long.
Yeah,
like
it's
5
ridiculous.
or 6 of the songs.
I figured the average, I kind of was doing like some back of the envelope math today.
Yeah.
And the average song is like 8 minutes long, average.
The first two tracks are 25 minutes.
Seriously.
The first two tracks.
It's like going to a goddamn Phish show.
I was listening to it when you texted me this morning, because I had forgotten it was coming out, and I was working, and when you texted me, I got the text, and I'm like, oh shit. So I immediately put my headphones on, threw on Spotify, played the first track, and I was a half hour in, and I'm like, I'm on track fucking 2.
Yeah.
What the hell? Holy crap.
Right.
Yeah, but you don't, but it still feels like there's changes in there. Like there's little songs inside of the song.
Yeah.
And then it's like it comes back.
The one thing that I wish that, like, I get it. They're being artistic. And, like, maybe they serve a purpose in the greater narrative of the record. But, like, god damn it, Tool. It's been 13 fucking years. Do you have to put in, like, skits? Like, weird little
like
interlude part pieces?
I'm not a big fan of that.
There was one, though, that was actually the Danny Carey one, the chocolate chip or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Dude, that one's fucking amazing.
It's really good.
Like,
but again, it's one of these that you're like, I don't know if you need it.
Yeah.
Like, it's great. I know that Danny Carey can play drums. I know. Dude. I don't need this.
But, like, it's weird the way that it mixed. Like, it sounds like the drums are coming towards you.
Yeah.
And then leaving behind you.
Well, if you listen to it, the first time I listened to the record when I was working this morning, I just had a pair of earbuds in and I didn't, not to do too much. But then after I got off work, I put on, like, I got off work early and I just put on a pair of cans, sat and listened to the first two tracks again with a pair of cans in, just cranked. Dude, the mix is so good and you really kind of lose yourself in this musically. It's really, really good, man. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm such a huge fan of those guys though. Cause I mean, what I want to know about this one is, did those guys, cause like I said, like we talked about, I know those three guys write all the music. Mm-hmm. I'm curious, and I don't know. Did you hear the last time Maynard was on? Not the last time, but the time before that, when Maynard was on
Rogan,
and he was talking about how those guys, they literally send him the music, and he writes lyrics. And he said this last time for this record, apparently they sent him a bunch of stuff to start writing and recording lyrics
to. Fucking kept changing it on him.
And they kept changing it on him. And they told him, and they would write him or they'd call him and they'd say, no, don't, just throw that out. We're re-recording that or whatever. And they like did it over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. I'm curious, I would like to know, did they intend to tell a story musically on this record, start to finish, like track to track to track? You know what I mean?
That's interesting.
Because I'm curious.
Yeah, because they did bring up the fear inoculum stuff a couple times throughout the record. Like, there's that one weird track where, like, Maynard's voice kind of comes in and then, like, goes out and they fuck with it a bit. And he does say something about thank you for the inoculation or the inoculum. It's one of the lyrics that's in fear inoculum. Yeah. And he says that amongst all these weird vocal effects that are going on at the same time. Yeah. So, yeah, I really need to, like, dig deep into the record.
I want to listen. I really want to get a chance because working, I'd have to listen and I'd have to pause it. And
same here. I was doing the same thing today.
I want to listen to it, the whole thing. I want to sit down for 2 hours with cans on and listen to the whole thing start to finish and see if I can kind of pull the story out of it. Yeah. Because I have a feeling, and I know that was a big reason why. Well, maybe it wasn't their reason, but I know it's a big reason why some bands, and I think it was Tool's reason. I think it was the other three guys, not Maynard, that they don't put it on Spotify is because they weren't on Spotify because they want people to listen to the record.
As a whole.
Recorded it. I want you to listen to this as one,
True.
One piece.
See, but like there'd be a way around that.
If you just make it one track.
Just make one track.
Right. Right. Especially with an album like this, where there's no real song. Yeah. It's not like and like it's not, you look back at the old ones and like 46 and 2, Einema, Stinkfist, Sober. Those are songs. They're 3-4 minute songs. They're contained units. You could play them on the radio. Yep. If
But for the last 3 albums, they've really been getting away from that.
Yeah.
Like they had like The Grudge, which was on Lateralis, and then they had what was the main single off of 10,000 Days.
I'm trying to think now.
Vicariously.
Vicarious.
So those are like, yeah, these are the radio songs,
Right,
obvious. But the rest of the album, like, just is... They're a fucking natural force of fucking nature, dude.
This one has no song.
Yeah.
There's no quote unquote song on this one. There's nothing on this is going to get radio play.
Fear Inoculum is released technically as a single, and it's almost 12 minutes long.
I was going to say, how do you
like,
can't?
Tool is
what are you
just
going
like,
to do with that?
Tool's like, you know what? Fuck
you.
Everybody. We're going to put this album out. We're going to sell 1 million copies in like 3 days. And we're going to knock fucking Taylor Swift off the fucking charts.
God, I hope so, man. Well, did you... 12-minute... Talk about a 12-minute single. It just made me think of... remember the song Working Man by Rush?
Yeah.
Off of their very first album, before Neil Peart was...
Before they were good.
Working Man's a damn good song. But it was when they had, what's his name, Drummond, who was he quit because he was a junkie or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Time has forgotten him. He's dead to me.
Yeah, he's right there with what's his name, Pete Best.
Yeah. Wait, yeah, no.
Wasn't Pete Best the
drummer from the Beatles?
Drummer of the Beatles?
But you know what? Everybody knows Pete Best's name.
Everybody knows who Pete Best is, right? Because he was the drummer of the Beatles.
Or Brian Johnson.
Brian.
Or Brian Jones. Brian Jones from the Stones.
Oh yeah, okay.
He wants to put sitars on the song. He was found at the bottom of a pool.
Well, but what I was going to say was, I had heard the story. Did you ever hear the story about Working Man from Rush?
No.
So do you know why that song got so big?
Mm-mm.
So apparently, and I don't know how accurate this is. I might have some details wrong, but apparently it was some DJ in Cincinnati had heard the song, like somewhere in Ohio. I think it was Cincinnati. And he really liked it. But it was long enough that he could put it on and go take a shit. So he used to play it, because this was in, 76, 78?
Somewhere in there, yeah.
There. So this was when radio was still radio,
sure.
and they'd actually still play LPs. So he'd put it on, because he was the night DJ, and he'd put it on, and he'd go take a shit. He'd use it as his take a shit song.
Nice.
And then, apparently people in the area fell in love with it, and then the next thing you know, it got really big, and whatever. Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's how the thing got big. So maybe a 12-minute Tool track will get some radio play.
Maybe.
I doubt it.
It'll be like at 9:30 when nobody listens.
Does anybody even listen to the radio anymore?
The what?
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, no. I listened to terrestrial recently in a rental car. Because it's just a pain in the balls to get my phone hooked up to it.
Yeah, plus I never want to hook my phone up to a rental car just because we rented the car in Portland, and as soon as I started it was like searching for Brian's phone. I'm like, fucking Brian's not here.
Right, Brian's a dumbass and forgot to delete his shit, which I have also done in the last 2 rental cars that I've had. And it's always like one of those things where I'm thinking about, don't forget to do it, don't forget to do it.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, I'm in the plane and I'm like, fuck! Because Enterprise don't give a shit. They're not clearing that out.
No, they don't care. Well, other than country, top 40, poppy, Taylor Swift bullshit, and Christian radio, are there any radio stations?
Yes. Dude, there's this 90s hip-hop throwback station.
Really?
Yeah, it's not 104.3. I got it programmed into my car. Dude, it's the shit.
Really?
Yes, it's so fucking good. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, I don't know of any other. I know that every now and then, if you're driving through Prairie, Illinois, or you're driving through Iowa, you can usually pick up a station that's playing 80s. It's playing Bon Jovi and Poison.
Yeah.
Right? But otherwise...
Dude, I swear to God, I heard a song today that was Bon Jovi, but it was a country song.
Well, Bon Jovi does country now.
Oh, why?
Well, he did, or he was doing it.
That's right. They did put out a country record.
He did that record with what's her name from Sugar, or that song with what's her name from Sugarland.
Oh, really?
I think so. Forget the name of the track.
You know why you forgot the name of it? Because it doesn't fucking matter.
I don't know, man. I know you hate country music.
No. I don't like this bro country bullshit.
Oh yeah, that's bullshit. All bullshit.
I don't really care for modern country music.
No.
Like Isbell, shit like that, I consider that country music.
Jason, yeah, well that like the Jason Isbells and the
Chris Stapletons.
I would even go as far as saying there's some
Chris Shiflett from the Foo Fighters. Have you heard his solo stuff?
I have not heard his stuff.
Fuck yeah, dude!
Really?
It's up there, man.
Okay, you got to listen to. You should try listening to Casey Donahue or Cody Johnson. Those guys are they're like, it's like red dirt country, Americana, like Texas country kind of stuff. But nobody listens to them.
No.
They're not on the radio because they're not Luke Bryan, and it's fucking bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where was I the other day? I was at that brewery, the City Star, and whatever bartender is working that day.
Speaking of brewery, I'm going to get another beer.
All right. Well, I'll pause
keep
this.
going.
No. I'll pause this. I'll pause it.
Rasputin.
Yeah, Rasputin.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was working in Michigan, and I had like all this time between appointments because everywhere I drove was like a minimum of an hour and a half from my hotel.
Well, you were in
way north and northern. Yeah. So I was waiting for this appointment, and I saw the St. Ambrose Winery and Brewery. And they had all these signs pointing to it. I'm like, I've got like 3 hours to kill. Amazing. So I went and did a tasting, and that's where I bought this mead.
This Rasputin draft style mead.
This is some fucking Viking beer, sir.
I don't know if did the Vikings drink pink beer?
They drank mead.
They drank mead, so maybe it was pink. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is good though.
Yeah. This is some fucking Ren Fair shit.
Yeah.
Which this weekend is the last weekend of the Ren Fair.
Oh, is it?
Up in Wisconsin, yeah.
Oh, okay.
One of these years I'm going to take Grace, and I think he's going to have a blast. But we were talking about something. What were we talking about?
I don't remember.
We were talking about the Tool record. Yeah,
but then we shifted and started talking about something else.
All right. Well, welcome to fucking Pop Goulash.
This is why. This is why I say don't pause it. Just keep talking.
Yeah. And I'll think about it later. But yeah, this
whatever.
Tool record is outstanding.
It's very good. It's very, very good.
All right. Yeah. So, what have you been watching lately?
What have I been watching lately? I just finished season 2 of Mindhunter. Have you seen that?
No, I have not.
On Netflix.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. It's actually really good.
Really?
It's so I don't know if you noticed. It's the story of the guy who like, I don't want to say he invented or whatever, but he kind of crafted the whole idea of FBI profiling of serial killers.
Okay.
And it's kind of a fictionalized version of that.
Sure.
And it's him and his FBI partner. They start this division called the what the hell is it? Behavioral Sciences Division.
Okay.
Of the FBI. And yeah, it's 2 seasons. It's good, man. They go around and they interview serial killers.
Okay.
Is basically how he did it. He went and he interviewed like.
Oh, so this is like some real shit.
This was real shit, but then they're kind of fictionalizing it. You know, they're fictionalizing this guy's story. So
they're CSIing the guy's shit?
Kind of, yeah. So, like, in this series, like, him and his partner, they go and they interview, Kemper. What the hell's his name? I don't remember. He was the co-ed killer in California.
Okay.
Kemper. They interview Manson. They interview all these different serial killers. Which was real and really, really happened. Of course, you know, how much of is being fictionalized or whatever. But it's good, man, because they the casting on this, like this second season, one of the episodes they go and they interview Charles Manson. Mm-hmm. The dude who plays Charles Manson, I swear to God, it had to be CGI.
Really?
It was fucking Charles Manson, dude.
Maybe they just took footage of Charles Manson.
Dude, whatever they did, it was perfect.
Really?
The dude looked just like Charles Manson. I mean,
Crazy.
like he was, all of his mannerisms, everything.
Really?
It was perfect. Yeah, but it's cool because it's like, you get to see like how they kind of built this whole idea of like, profiling serial killers and profiling killers. And it's like, and they tell the story, which I didn't realize this was a thing, but they tell like these stories of like how, at the time, this was in the 70s, like late 70s, early 80s. And at the time, like, there wasn't this concept of like, okay.
You're saying like a lot.
Dude.
Sorry, I'm not meaning to break your stride, but I'm just letting you know.
All right, I will.
You're saying it often.
they tell.
I say totally too much. I need to find out another word for totally.
Totally.
All-encompassingly. God damn, I miss Mitch Hedberg. Anyway, Mindhunter.
So they tell this story about how they go out and they interview all these serial killers, and then where was I going even? Oh, but I didn't realize this was the thing, that in the late 70s, early 80s, there wasn't this idea of, okay, let's look at the murder scene and try and gather evidence from the murder scene and try and figure out like why this guy killed this person or whatever. Sure. And it's like, and so you get the stories of, they they looked at pictures and stuff, and all these cops were just like, well, we don't know who did it. It's just some guy fucking murdered his girlfriend or whatever. And then these guys show up and they're like, no, this guy he's a sexual predator. This was sexual to him. He didn't have sex with her, but he did this and this. This is who you're looking for. You're looking for a, 20-something white guy, probably lives in his mother's basement, and it's just like, holy, which of course is like everybody that kills people, but but it's cool. He
was
cool.
such a nice guy. He was so good with the dogs.
I never would have suspected.
He was so quiet.
Really, because he's 27. He lives in his parents' basement. Like
most 27-year-olds live in their parents' basement.
They do, yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good point. But anyway, it's a good show.
Not all psychopathic killers are millennials, but all millennials are psychopathic killers.
Something along those lines. Right. What is it? Yeah. Right. Not every white guy's a serial killer, but every serial killer is a white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not very many minority serial killers here in the United States.
There's a couple, but not.
No.
It's like 1 out of every 10 is not a white guy.
Probably more like every 50. Like, white people are fucked up, dude.
I think people are fucked up.
Well, yeah.
But, yeah.
So, dude, have you seen Once Upon a Time yet?
No, what is that?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the new Tarantino film?
The new Tarantino stuff. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
With Brad Pitt and DiCaprio?
Mm-hmm.
Is it good?
Mm.
You seem disappointed.
I was.
Really?
I was, yeah. Maybe I just need to see it again.
I've heard that this is like his best movie. I said again.
Yeah, you did.
God damn it.
I mean, as a filmmaker, just some of the shots that he pulled off and whatnot, totally has grown as a filmmaker. It's a fucking great looking movie.
Okay.
It's acted
Because
superbly.
the Hateful Eight was a great looking movie.
Yeah.
And it was not good.
It was okay.
It was all right.
Yeah.
He has...
Look, here's the thing. His scripts have kind of lacked here as of recently.
Tarantino hasn't made a good movie since... what? Kill Bill?
Yeah,
Volume 1.
2.
I don't even think 2 was all that good.
Dude, 2 was good. He tried way crazy shit in Volume 2. Like the animated sequence, they told him it was too violent. And then the black and white sequence because it was totally too violent. Dude, it was interesting.
I like... Volume 1 to me was so good. I felt like Volume 2, the whole thing was just a lead up to her and Bill, the confrontation at the end. And
you knew
it was coming.
Because she didn't kill Bill in 1.
I know, but that's my point is that there was nothing happened for an hour and 20 minutes.
Dude, she took out Michael Madsen in the second one. She took out Daryl Hannah's eye.
Did she take out Daryl Hannah's eye in the second one? I thought that was in the first one.
Was it? I thought it was the second one.
I don't remember. I liked 1 better than... All right, so I'll give you maybe 2.
Okay.
Maybe Volume 2. But since then, I don't think anything he's done has really been that good. I think
Death Proof was good.
It wasn't
it wasn't great, but
the 2 movies in that double feature, it was the worst one.
Yeah, but it wasn't meant to be great either. It was perfect for what it was supposed to be.
Yeah. I guess.
And then what came after that? Inglourious Basterds. Dude, that was pretty good. I see. Here's the thing. I liked it. I thought it was well acted. I dug everybody that was cast in it. I thought the script was pretty good, but the last scene was a fucking cop out.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool, I get it. You did a history twist and they killed Hitler. All right.
Right.
That's good. All right, I get you. It was stupid. That was my problem with the new one.
With this newest one?
They took he did a history twist again, and I'm like, dude, Django Unchained was pretty fucking badass.
Okay. Yeah. Django Unchained. Here's the thing.
Django was supposed to be in Hateful Eight.
Yeah.
And if he was, it probably would have been a way better fucking movie.
Here's the thing, though, okay? So, and I've thought about this with Tarantino. So, everything since Kill Bill Volume 1, but whatever.
We agree to disagree.
So, Hateful Eight, Inglourious Basterds, Django Unchained, this latest one, are they good movies because Tarantino's writing great movies still and he's doing it, or are they good movies simply because they're super violent and he gets some of the best actors and the best the best actors in these roles
Sure.
to play that.
And I will give him that. Everybody is cast perfectly in every role.
Yeah,
but
I don't think the movies are that good at all.
But the thing is, like, I don't think it's so much that, like, he makes these great movies. Recently, it's kind of like Kevin Smith. His recent movies haven't been, like, jump up and down awesome, but they've been nichey. They've been interesting.
Yeah.
You could tell he's trying to do something different, okay? With Tarantino, I think these last movies, he's focusing so much on what it takes to mise en scene, what you see.
Right.
Like, he is taking, like, every
he's trying
effort.
to be Stanley Kubrick, is what he's doing.
Between that and, like, Hitchcock.
Yeah.
He is a student of film, like,
yeah.
And his films, they look fucking great.
Well, Hateful Eight
was amazing.
It was yes.
You know that there's
it's still a fun movie to watch. Maybe the biggest. I'm just thinking about this. Maybe the biggest problem with Tarantino.
It's too long.
Well, they're all too long, but maybe the biggest problem with Tarantino is expectations are just way too high.
It's like waiting for a Tool record.
I mean, right? Because Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction might be two of the greatest movies in the last 30 years.
Well, it was and not only that, it was a 1-2 punch for him too.
Yes, Reservoir Dogs, to me, is such a great movie.
And one of his sleepers to me is Jackie Brown.
Jackie Brown's
a great movie.
Great movie.
Like
we talked about this before.
Have we?
Yeah.
Because I was disappointed the first few times I watched it, and the more I watch it, the more I really fucking like it.
I love that movie. I think she's phenomenal.
Right.
I don't even know what her name is, but
Pam Grier.
Pam Grier.
Dude, Foxy Mama.
Yeah.
Or Foxy Brown. The original Foxy Brown.
Yeah, she is so good in that movie. That movie is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
dude, fucking Sam Jackson's great in that movie.
Well, Sam Jackson, he's great. Sam Jackson.
Yeah,
he plays the same character in almost every movie except for the Marvel ones.
Yeah,
where he's a totally different guy.
True, but I heard an interesting theory about the newest Spider-Man movie. We'll get back to some Tarantino.
I have not seen
the newest the new Spider, like Far From Home.
Yeah, I hear it's good.
It's fucking great.
I know.
It takes place immediately after the events of Endgame.
Okay.
Have you seen Endgame yet?
I did see Endgame.
Okay, so this takes place right after Endgame. Endgame was great.
I love the end of Endgame. I don't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I love you 3000, Tom. But
what was I talking about? What?
Yeah, but yeah, what the fuck? Oh, Sam Jackson's in Spider-Man.
Sam Jackson, Spider-Man.
He's playing Nick Fury in Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, because it's still within the Marvel universe.
Right? Yeah, totally. Now, spoilers. Oh yeah, not anymore. But that's a different story for a different story. But at the end of the movie, like in one of the post-credit screens, they're driving off. Him and Kobe Smulders are driving off. Aunt Maria Hill, her character.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they like change. They're scrolls they're the same scrolls that were in Captain Marvel. Pretending to be these other two. Pretending to be Kobe Smulder, or pretending to be Sam Jackson.
Okay.
And and one of the podcasts I listened to, Mark Bernardin, was it that one or was it something I read? But basically, like, they were saying that the Sam Jackson was playing like the Sam Jackson-iest version of Sam Jackson playing that, and they were like, well, what if that was the Skrull's interpretation of what Sam Jackson is?
Yeah.
Yeah. It got real meta for a second. But.
Yeah, I'm not. I know we've talked about this before. I'm just not. I like the superhero movies. To me, it's okay. They're good. They're good action movies to me. I love the whole, like, the story and the arc and all of that. It's really good. But I'm just not a superhero buff enough to, like, really
notice
be
that shit.
Excited about it.
Yeah.
I am interested though. Kobe Smulders.
That Sumptown show?
Is she good looking?
Yes, she is.
You think so?
Dude, I watched all 8 seasons of How I Met Your Mother because she was on that show.
Because she's in there? Okay. All right. Because sometimes I look at her and I think, wow, she's a fucking smoke show. And sometimes I look and I go, I don't know. Maybe she's average. I'm just wondering, like,
Yeah,
what
dude,
other,
I think
what
she's
other guys
amazing.
think.
I
Really?
think she's absolutely
Okay.
beautiful.
All
Yeah,
right, good enough.
and I believe she's Canadian as well, so that's a plus on her
Oh,
side.
okay. Well, yeah, that bumps her up a couple notches.
Yeah.
I was curious because I've talked. I forget who I talked with about this. Somebody else I talked with, and they were like, "No, dude, she's very average." And I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes,
She's not Hilary Swank.
Who's Hillary? Oh, Hillary Swank.
Yeah, she's one of those. It's like some movies she's absolutely gorgeous, and some movies she's like, ooh.
Right. No, Colby Smulders always looks like Colby Smulders.
Yeah.
She never. Yeah. No. Right.
Well, I mean, it's almost like that with Charlize Theron as well.
Okay, Charlize Theron she's one of the most beautiful women on the planet.
Agreed.
Without question.
Yeah.
I watched a movie with her where she was playing like some like completely depressed, like down and out kind of. It wasn't because Charlize Theron is the one who was in Monster. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, this wasn't Monster. She was like some down and out, like completely depressed, sort of like, very grungy, dirty, never really cared about her appearance kind of thing. They dressed her down to play this character, and she was still
stunning.
Incredible.
Was it what was it? Young adult or
I don't know.
where she played the young adult writer. She was an author.
No.
And went back to her hometown and ended up banging Patton Oswalt.
No.
That was a great fucking movie, dude.
I haven't seen that.
Great movie.
What's it called?
Young Adult.
Young Adult. No, this was one where she was.
She was
looking for like her brother's murderer or something.
Oh yeah. No, I have no idea.
It was a really horrible movie, but like I said, they dressed her down for it, and you're still like, oh yeah, no.
Well, yeah. Well, she was just in this movie that kind of dealt with like postpartum depression and shit like that called Tully, and she gained like 40 pounds for the role.
I saw that.
And apparently the movie's excellent. I haven't seen it, but
speaking of, she's an executive producer on Mindhunter.
Is she really?
I believe so.
Interesting.
I'm almost certain of it. Yeah.
Dude, did you watch any Letterkenny yet?
No.
Oh,
what is Letterkenny?
Dude.
Why have I not heard this?
Dude, I thought I texted you about it. It's on Hulu.
But I ignore your texts.
Yeah, I know. You and like 90% of the world, my friend. But no, it's on Hulu.
Okay. Oh, you did text me about this. Okay, yeah.
You're like, Brendan's got an account.
I think he's got an account on Hulu. I'm gonna have to.
Dude,
I know he's got an HBO account.
Yeah. Just take his PlayStation, put it in your family room. But like, Letterkenny has like the 7th season's coming out in October.
Okay.
And it's like the most Canadian of all Canadian TV shows. It is like, and I'm not talking like Bob and Doug McKenzie Canadian.
Right.
I'm talking like middle of nowhere Alberta, like farm country Canadian.
Okay.
And like the main characters focus on like these blue collar farmers.
Yeah.
Best way to put it. And like the one guy, Wayne, he's one of the creators of the show, and he's like the toughest guy in Letterkenny. And he's got this like ingrained moral compass. He's like total straight guy, and but he's funny as fuck.
Really?
And then he hangs out with this big fat guy they call Squirrely Dan. And every now and again he starts talking about like how like like every now and again like he'll man, I've got this phlegm thing going on.
Oof,
I need some whiskey.
There's a couple bottles on the table.
I'm not sure. Remember a couple years ago when I just wouldn't even drink the shit?
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember.
That's what happens when you get old, I guess.
You develop a taste for whiskey and eventually probably broccoli or something. Right?
Oh, I love me some broccoli. So, but yeah, but every now and again, like they'll talk about women and stuff like that. And he's like, and he always adds S's at the ends of words that don't belong. He's like, do you guys ever have, when you're out with some girls and you're getting all intimate and she kind of puts a finger in your bottom.
Oh, Jesus.
And then you see and then the other guy's name's Derry. And you see those, like, he and Wayne start getting very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And, like, the more Squirrely Dan goes on about, well, this, what if they did this? And what if this happened? And it kind of feels good. Like,
my God.
They're tossing a baseball between each other.
While they're...
like, they were playing, like, around
right.
with each other. And then as soon as he mentioned, like, butt play, They're like Derry walks across the driveway and they just start throwing the ball back and forth to each other and completely ignoring what he's got to say.
Oh, jeez.
But like, dude, they're so funny.
I'll have to.
And the dialogue is so quick and smart that it really reminds me of like, fuck you. It reminds me of Gilmore Girls.
Okay.
Like,
I wasn't gonna give you shit for that.
Off mic. But like, cause with the Gilmore Girls, the dialogue is just a mile a minute, and it's witty, smart, and you can follow it.
I've only seen a little bit of the Gilmore Girls,
it's
and
pretty fucking good. And Lauren Graham is gorgeous.
I hear very, very good things about.
It's a good show.
About the Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've only seen a couple parts of it.
Yeah.
It seems okay.
But the thing is, like, it's almost kind of like The Simpsons, where there's like a character for everything in there.
Okay.
Like they've got like Wayne's rival farmer guy, like he doesn't move his lips when he talks.
Oh jeez.
When he talks, he just doesn't move. He's just always like this, Wayne, and like he's always like very short. Yeah. And his wife is horny, and she's like, whose dick do I gotta suck to get a cocksucking gin and tonic around here? Like that's like her signature line.
Yeah.
And they're always trying to fuck each other like wherever they're at.
Okay.
There's the horny bartender. She's like the only black chick in Letterkenny, and she's trying to fuck everybody, but nobody wants to fuck her because she's just too busy trying to put it out there. And then they've got like the meth head like goth kids.
Yeah.
And you ever see that video? It floats around on social media from time to time where it's all the weird goth kid. I don't want to say weird. I don't want to weird shame them.
Whatever.
But it's all the goth.
You don't want to weird shame?
Yeah, I don't want to weird shame them. Well, it could be. Who knows?
Weird shaming people now?
Maybe. I don't know. My kid's a weirdo. Whatever. Fuck him. But like it's all the goth kids. They look like they're in a viaduct and they're just dancing. And there's just one stupid.
No.
There's this one goth kid with like a gas mask on.
I don't know what the fuck this is.
Oh my god.
I've never seen this.
Oh dude, it's amazing. If I ever find it, I'll forward it to you because it's amazing.
Send it to me because the idea of a goth kid in a gas mask is kind of funny.
Yeah. But it's like that represents them. They've got this super like closeted gay like preacher, and he's the other creator of the show, but he's way like flamboyantly gay.
Yeah.
But like still on the down low, and everybody's like, okay, dude, it's so good.
All right, I'll have to watch Letterkenny.
I
gotta watch it.
Yeah, and it's actually they've got like some stuff up on YouTube right now because it started off as like a web series called The Letterkenny Problems, and it's like there are 5,000 people in Letterkenny. These are their problems.
I'll have to
oh my god! And every like episode, like the beginning of it. Like Wayne usually they do like an intro and then Wayne comes out and it's usually like him standing against a field holding some kind of dog like a baby.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. Oh god damn. I've gone through all 6 seasons in like 3 times already.
Really?
Oh god, it's so fucking funny. Sure. And the seasons are only 6 episodes long.
Oh, that's easy to watch.
And they're like half hour, 40 minutes.
That's easy to watch.
Dude, yeah, you can blast through it.
Speaking of weird shaming, have you seen the new Chappelle?
Yes.
Dude. How was that for a segue, by the way?
Yeah, pretty well. Pretty good.
See that?
Good.
I'm getting my radio shit down.
There you go. Yeah, I dug it. I liked all the uncomfortable silences there were.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, he totally worked that into it.
Yes.
You knew he did.
Like he knew he knew the reactions he was going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, he's the reigning king of comedy.
Oh,
without question.
For sure.
He's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
And this one is so good. And I know it pisses people off. And I'm sorry if it pissed you off. And I feel really bad. And I hope if it pissed you off, you just don't watch it anymore. Right. And that's it. But, dude, yeah, it's... God.
Yeah, he's good, man. Like, I saw him. I got to see him.
Did you?
Yeah, about 10 years ago, right after he got back from his Africa trip.
After he went crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Which now we know he really didn't go crazy. He just decided he hated everybody.
Yeah. He just was like, I don't want this pressure anymore.
Right.
Fuck all you guys.
Right.
Remember he put out that Dave Chappelle's Block Party?
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh, man. It's going to be a Dave Chappelle movie. It's going to be hilarious. And it's literally a documentary of him organizing a block party.
Dude, he's... Oh my God! Did you hear the? I don't know if you listened to the. You probably didn't listen to the Rogan with. I forget who it was. He had somebody on, and they were talking about how he and I guess Rogan and Chappelle did a show together, and like Chappelle picked him up in a tour bus to drive 10 minutes from the hotel to the fucking comedy club to do this show or something, and he's like, dude, Chappelle is fucking gangster. He's just It's. He's loaded, and he lives on a 100-acre or something farm in the middle of Ohio.
Yeah, he's outside of Dayton. He lives like you can see him around Dayton.
Yeah,
like he talks about it.
He goes to like Walmart and shit. Like,
right.
Yeah, dude. It's God. Yeah, but.
But yeah, it was a good special. I thought it was pretty funny. I watched it 2 nights ago.
Okay.
I think it was the day after you were like, "There's a new Chappelle." I'm like, "There's a new Chappelle?"
Yeah.
Really?
I surprised the shit out of me too. I didn't know it was coming, and then it showed up on Netflix. And
yeah.
So it's like, all right, I gotta watch it. Yeah, it was good.
I wish Chappelle would do a podcast.
He won't though, because he's just not that interested.
I don't think. Yeah.
I just don't think he's that interested in. Like, I get the impression that he's not really even interested in entertaining people. He just does his thing because he feels like, I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Right.
Like plus he doesn't need the money.
No.
It's not like
Well, the funny thing is, like, he walked away from that $50 million deal.
Wasn't he still under contract when he walked away from the Chappelle show?
I don't know. I don't know how that worked out. I think they only paid for the first 2 seasons.
Okay.
Like, per season. And then they were like, hey, here's a contract for a big thing. And he was like...
And he left.
Yeah, he's like... Because he was saying that, like, people... Like, he was perceiving that people were laughing for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Like, they were filming the sketch. And it's on the DVD for the Lost third season. And he's, like, talking about... He does, like, all these racial stereotypes of black people... And how white people saw that. And how he was interpreting it.
Yeah.
And he was like... I saw some white dude laughing. And I'm like... Is he laughing because I'm playing this character this way? That's totally, like, would be racist? Or is he laughing because he gets what I'm laughing at?
Right.
Which totally makes sense.
Which makes sense, yeah.
You know, it's like, not only is he trying to make great comedy, but he was also trying to make a statement.
He's very Richard Pryor-esque or George Carlin-esque in that way.
But you know what, though? Like, Richard Pryor is a great storyteller, but... Paul Mooney wrote most of his shit, wrote with him and wrote comedy. Like, he was one of those kind of comedy guys that would, like, buy bits from people.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't writing all his own shit.
He didn't write all his own stuff. Well, and Pryor was, and he wasn't the cultural commentator that like a Carlin was.
But he was, though.
Or even.
Oh, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he kind of was.
Yeah. Because the ones... Because I had one Pryor LP, and he was talking about, like, hey, it's good to be back in L.A. Or he was somewhere, and he's like, are they breaking us out here?
Oh, yeah.
You know? Oh, my God, I broke one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. He was just more subtle about it than Carlin was. Carlin was in your face with the commentary, with the cultural commentary.
Well,
and
Carlin,
so was Chappelle, and so was
Carlin was very big picture.
Yeah.
Like... Carlin, I want to say that, like, Pryor was very, like, the black experience.
Okay, yeah.
And calling that out, where, like, Carlin was more like, yeah, everything's fucked.
Yes. Yeah.
For everybody.
Yeah.
You know?
Carlin was a prophet.
Yeah.
For sure.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Do we have one now? I mean, Chappelle, maybe? It was Cat Williams for a hot second, but Cat Williams lost his goddamn mind.
Yeah, Bill Burr to a point, but he hasn't done much lately.
He hasn't.
Yeah, I mean, not really. We really don't.
I mean, there's like Louis Black.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have problems with Louis Black.
Have a lot of problems with him, but he hasn't done much in a while.
He's just constantly touring.
Yeah, he's not doing any kind of specials. He's just touring. Yeah, I don't think we have anybody that's. Let's put it this way: anybody I think who we have today that is Carlin-esque in that sort of being a prophet type of thing is not recording specials. Is not. I mean, unless it's like I said, unless it's Chappelle or if Bill Burr comes out with a new one. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, it's strange though that we don't have any. I like the new Sebastian.
I've never heard anything from Sebastian
Maniscalco.
Maniscalco. No.
He's good, man. He's good. You know he's from Arlington Heights, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's from up north. He's I like him because I grew up with basically him.
Really?
I mean, like, not him, but I grew up with guys exactly like him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the northwest side of Chicago, northwest suburb Italians.
Mm-hmm.
I know that guy.
Right.
I went to school with that guy.
Right.
So, wow, this doesn't taste like, this is smooth.
It's very.
This is that 2-year?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. So, dude, we got to talk about the fish show.
Dude, please, let's talk about the fish show. So, for those of you that are unaware, on a Saturday afternoon in July, Tom and I went to go see Phish.
In Alpine Valley,
At
which
Alpine
is
Valley.
about 2 hours.
Yeah, hour and a half, 45.
Hour and a half, 2 hours, give or take, whatever. Yeah,
Straight north of us.
Straight north of where we're at.
So we get up there. We stop at the liquor store on the way, and we only buy like a 12-pack, really. Like, you bought
We bought more than 12.
No. We did. We did.
We bought about a case.
Yeah,
because I think...
Because we got the
we got a 6-pack of Bud, we got a 6-pack of Coors, neither of which are real beer. And then
that banquet beer is pretty good, though.
I like the Copper Ale too. So okay, whatever. And then we bought a 6 of
some craft beer,
craft IPA. Was that all we had?
Yeah.
So we had 18.
Yeah.
All right.
So we had that. So we get to the show. We finally get in. We stop at my uncle's house.
Stop at your uncle's house.
Talk to him for a few minutes.
Right. Thank God he only lives
10 minutes. Jesus Christ.
That will come up later in the story.
So we get up there. We finally get into the venue, and we just kind of hang out. We tailgate for a minute.
Dude. We got there at like 4 o'clock, 4:30. Yeah. I thought it was late.
Yeah.
I thought it was late because I figured we were going to probably get there and start tailgating about 2.
Right. Well, I think there was some shit going on my end that, like...
Well, I think both of us. I was a little late getting here. We were a little late getting out.
Yeah, the timetable shifted a couple times.
Yeah.
So... And that we also stopped at my uncle's house for like an hour.
Yeah.
And woke him up at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
3 o'clock in the afternoon. Right.
But to hear him tell the story, he was partying until like 11 o'clock that morning.
That's what he said. Yeah. And I don't doubt it. Not for a second.
Nope. And we get to the show, so we crack a couple beers and we're just drinking beers.
We got kicked out of a tour bus.
Not even out of the tour bus. We saw
Not
my
even
buddy.
Out of the party bus. We got kicked out of the side of a party bus.
Yeah, we ran into my buddy Tim. Hey Tim, if you still listen to the show. And like this dude's like we're just sitting there chatting, and like I had finished my drink, you finished your drink, and Tim offered us a drink.
Right.
And we're like, all right, yeah, I'll take one of these. He'll take one of these, and then like
they were one of those hard seltzer things.
Yeah.
Right.
And this dude starts like giving us the hard eye. I'm like,
tiny little dude.
I'm like, what's going on? He's like, I don't even remember what he said to begin with. I remember
exactly what he said. Because I was so pissed, I wanted to kill him.
Yeah, because I know
he looked at us and he said, you guys can't be here without wristbands. And
I don't remember him saying anything about wristbands.
He said, you can't be here without a wristband. And you looked at him and you're like, oh, dude, I'm really sorry. We didn't know. Do you want us to pay you for the booze? And he goes, no, I don't want you to pay me. I want you to leave.
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
And I just remember I'm like, what? And he's like, you can't be here. And you looked at him and you're like, we can't be in a fucking parking lot? What the fuck is going on, man? Dude threw us out of the side of a party bus.
Yeah.
And I get that we were drinking.
We weren't even standing on the fucking blankets that they had laid out.
No, we were like standing in the grass.
In the aisle.
Like in the aisle, like where cars would have normally driven.
Right.
Like he literally threw us out of his area of the parking lot. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is going on? Like, and I thought about it afterwards. Because like I had just hit somebody's pen.
Yeah.
I don't remember whose it was.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was passing.
Yeah, because I thought that's why he got pissed.
I thought that's why he got pissed. But I'm thinking to myself, dude, this is a fish show. And everyone standing in this circle
just on your bus.
Like, who was on your bus just hit this pen that somebody handed me. Like, if you're pissed because of that, like, seriously, dude, what the fuck? So, yeah,
Right.
it was so weird, dude. Like,
yeah, it was such a strange. It harshed my fucking buzz, dude.
it really kind of, like, it got me, like, kind of pissed off. And, like, I went from entering that very nice, like, I'm on a cloud phase to, like, I want to strangle you.
Right.
Dude, oh my God. But that was still like another hour and a half before we even went in.
Yeah.
Because then we went back to the car.
Dude, we must have drank a lot.
We drank a lot of beer.
Yeah.
We drank a lot of beer. I know that when we got in,
I remember trying to go to the merch tent to see what they had, and they didn't have shit for merch.
They didn't have shit for merch. And then I remember going in, and I remember you
farting right now, excuse me.
You said you had to go take a piss or something, and I'm like, all right, well, as long as we're here, because we were in the big
thing
inside area where there's like beer and food. It's like the big tent or whatever. I'm like, as long as we're here and you're going to take a piss, I'm going to get in line and I'm going to buy a couple beers.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured, because we weren't even going to drink when we went in. That
right.
was the whole deal, because we knew.
Because I was even bragging about, like, oh, I don't like getting drunk at shows because I want to remember the fucking show. Right.
Well, I went and bought 2 beers, and I remember walking up to
my
the counter.
dumbass.
I went to... Well, you...
Yeah.
Like, before
go,
that,
go.
Though,
so you go to the counter.
Dude, I went to the counter, and I ordered 2 beers, and I swear to God, I'm looking, and I'm like... And I pull out $20, because I'm thinking, all right, 2 beers. I know they're going to be expensive. They're probably going to be $9 a piece, maybe. All right, whatever. Maybe they're 10. Fine, $20. I'm just going to throw her 20.
Mm-hmm.
She says something as she's handing me the 2 beers. She says something, and I hand her the 20, and she goes, "Oh no, it's 34."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What?"
Mm-hmm.
She goes, "I know." This is exactly what she said. "I know. I'm really sorry that I have to even say it out loud." Like, oh my God, $17 a beer.
Yeah.
Like, holy fucking balls.
Yeah. Well, so while he's doing that, I find my way to the very back of this, like, pavilion area where they sell all their beer and wares, and there's, like, 2 merch tents set up, and you get food in there and shit. So I go take a piss, and then they've got a back, like, little tiki, like, some fake-ass tiki bar area. Like, I swear to God, there's torches there, somebody's in the KKK in the background.
They're burning crosses. And the fish kids are just like, why? So, like, I go back there, I'm like, fuck, there's no I've never smelled so much patchouli and BO, by the way.
Yeah, well, you knew what you were getting into.
I knew what I was getting into.
So, like, I'm like, fuck, there's no line back here.
White guy dreadlocks.
Right. Oh, I'd never trust a white guy with dreadlocks.
Dude.
So, I'm like, there's no fucking line back here. I'm going to get some beers for us.
God.
Just in case we happen to drink the other ones. We don't have to miss part of the show. Wonderful. So instead...
What a great idea.
Instead of just getting normal beers like Tom did, I got these, like, fruity McFruiterson fucking beers.
Big, giant
It was like...
cans.
Dude, it was like 2 pints worth of diabetes in a can.
It was sugar and alcohol is what it was. It was sugar and alcohol.
But
I think they were like 12% or something.
They were like 8.
Was it 8?
It was 8, and it was 36 for 2. And I'm like, well, the math adds up. This is a better deal.
Okay.
My wife won't be mad at me because I made a good financial decision.
Right. I made a great financial decision. I bought sugar and booze in a can.
Without even the grace of tequila and salt.
This fish hadn't even gone on yet.
No.
And you walked up with those 2 cans, and I'm standing there with the 2 glasses with the 2 beers, and
I'm like, I'll trade you.
We're gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already at the point where I know I'm a little drunk.
Yeah.
And I'm high out of my fucking mind. Like, I'm fucking gone.
Yep.
And you walked up with the cans of fucking, like you said, diabetes in a can, and I'm just like, we're gonna die.
Diabetes intensifies.
We're gonna die here.
Yeah.
This is it. But,
so then, no sooner did I get to Tom that they start playing.
Yes. Yeah.
They get through the first 3 songs.
So 45 minutes in.
And after that, I remember sitting kind of like near the topish of the lawn, kind of close to where we were, where the pavilion is, throwing throwing my guts up on the fucking lawn.
Oh, Jesus. I didn't know you threw up on the lawn.
Oh, yeah. And, like, I get a text from you, like, dude, I don't know where you are. And I'm like, where am I? Where are we? Oh, we're at the fish show. It's over? Dude, I totally Doctor Strange that shit. So point of reference, Doctor Strange. I went to go see Doctor Strange with you and Adam. And I'm like, we stopped.
It was more than me and Adam.
Maybe Jonesy.
Me, you, Adam, Jonesy, it was Chris. There was like 8 of us.
Yeah.
Charles was there.
So we stopped and had a drink at this movie theater that we have out here. And I'm like, guys, it's a midnight show. I'm going to fall asleep. If you see me fall asleep, nudge me, wake me up. I want to see this movie.
I'll take full responsibility for not nudging you because I didn't see you fall asleep and I was sitting right next to you.
And like, so I'm sitting there. I see him have the accident. I watch him go through the streets of Marrakesh or wherever he went through. I see him, and I see him like meet the what was it? The Ancient One.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the end of the movie is there. And not the end of the movie, like the end of the post-credit sequence.
Is that what it was like with Fish, too?
Yes.
So I know all the details of what happened.
Please fill me in because I have no idea. So I hope I had fun.
3 songs in, we were sitting there, and at this point, we had finished the beers, we had finished the 2 cans of whatever the fuck they were.
So at this point, we are 4 steps away from like getting locked up and losing everything.
I'm gone. I'm completely gone. But I'm coherent enough. I'm more high than I'm drunk, and I'm coherent enough to figure out what's happening around me.
Right.
And you leaned over and said, hey, I'm going to run and take a piss.
Okay.
I said, okay. And then you were gone. And it was probably a half hour had gone by. I mean, give or take. Again, I'm on stone time, so it could have been
20
minutes. It could have been 4 hours. I don't know. But there was a good period of time where I felt like you should have come back. And I'm like, dude, where the fuck is he? I'm like, shit. So I texted, and you never texted me back.
Okay.
So I texted again, and then you never texted me back. So I'm like, all right, I kind of really need to sit down.
Okay.
Because I kind of feel like I'm going to fall over if I don't. So I sat on the lawn for a little bit, and I was there. I sat on the lawn where we were at until the intermission.
Yeah.
At the intermission, I got up, and I thought, he went to go take a piss. I'm going to walk over towards the beer tent area.
Sure.
And I'm going to see if I can find you. Went over, texted you, and said, hey, dude, I'm outside the beer tent or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
No response. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I just wrote a text, and I think I said something like, I'm at the edge of the lawn by the beer tent. Just find me, or something like that. And so I sat down literally on the edge of the lawn and listened to the rest of the show. And I laid back and just stared up at the stars and listened to the rest of the show. There was like 4 people tripped over me. Uh-huh. And I felt them trip over me, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm just going to sit here. And that was when then at the end of the show I walked out, and like I have no idea where you were, dude, for the whole show. I don't know. I did see, though, somebody who, oh my God, somebody who works at my fucking physical therapist. One of the girls who does the check-in at my physical therapist.
Sure.
Who knows Gayla.
Oh, really?
Yes, because Gayla used to work in the office.
Okay.
She comes walking out while I'm standing near the exit waiting for you. Now, meanwhile, I've texted you. I still haven't gotten a response.
I think I had one loaded, and I just didn't hit send.
I have no idea where you're at. I'm like,
I have no idea.
I don't know where you're at. I'm fucking, this is crazy, right? Plus, I'm kind of coming down at this point, and she walks by, and she goes, oh, hey, Tom, how are you? And I'm like, fuck me. I don't know. I know your face. I don't know your name. I'm fucking on another planet. And I remember looking at her, and I don't know what I said to her, but I remember her staring at me in a way that made me think, oh, that was dumb. I shouldn't have said that. Whatever I just said, I definitely shouldn't have said. And then it was like 5 minutes after that you walked up, and you just walked up and looked at me. You didn't even you didn't say like, dude, where were you? Oh my God, I don't know what happened. I went to take a piss and this and that. You just walked up and you looked at me and you're like, let's go. I'm like, okay,
oh my God,
we're leaving. Let's go.
Yeah,
whatever. And then we couldn't find the fucking car.
Yeah, we did get lost getting to the car.
It took us an hour to find the fucking car.
Yeah, and then it took us another hour to get out.
The show was great, from what I recall of it.
Dude, yeah, I looked at the set list the next day, and then I got even angrier that, like, the set list was amazing that night. It was
really
so
good.
good. Like, they did Haley's Comet, which, like, the first time I'd ever heard them do it, they didn't do it that often. So, and they opened the second set with that.
Yeah.
And, like, it starts off as this, like, crazy, like, doo-wop kind of barbershop quartet thing, and then just goes into this fucking song, dude. It's amazing. Yeah. And I'm mad I missed it.
Dude. It was an interesting night. Well, then we got back to the car and
hung out, and then I Ralphed
we had
some
to hang
more.
out for about 4 hours. I don't know if you remember that. We hung out for about 3 or 4 hours.
Was it really?
Yeah, because it was like the show got out at like 11, 11:30. It took us probably 45 minutes to find the car, and then we didn't leave for your uncle's until like 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Was it really that early?
Yeah.
I remember getting in the car and being like, thank God my uncle told me we could come over. And he was going to leave the door open for us.
Dude, there was no way we were coming home. There was absolutely no way.
See, you know what it was? I wonder if, like, subconsciously, the fact that my uncle lived so fucking close, and the fact that, like,
I just decided, fuck it.
Subconsciously, I'm like, dude, I'm just going to get wrecked. And you know what? I was not hungover the next day at all.
Oh, God.
You were.
A nightmare.
You were fucking, like, yeah, just that morning you were awful. But
I stopped at McDonald's on the way home from your house.
But you also didn't throw up.
No.
I have a feeling I threw up for, like, a majority of the evening.
You threw up a lot at the car.
Yeah.
Because when we got back to the car, I kind of like sat down. I want to say we opened beers.
We did open beers at the car.
That was smart.
Stupid. Well, the weird thing is
I remember you getting up.
Like, I don't know what I did, but I know I did not purchase anything else at the show because,
no, we didn't.
Well, like I could have gone back and bought more beer.
Okay.
I could have, but like I looked at my bank statement and I did not swipe my card anywhere after that.
I will say this now, and I don't know how much you want to get into, but I will say this: I know for a fact that I smoked everything that was handed to me. Everywhere.
Sure.
In the parking lot, on the lawn, it didn't matter.
That's funny.
When somebody handed me something, I smoked it. It's very likely that I don't know what I mean, there could have been anything. I'm not exactly sure. Right. So a lot of what I was feeling may have been related to that. I'm just going to say it's possible. Dude, it was fucking crazy.
Well, next time fish come to town,
we'll go.
Let's
not get beer.
No, because they'll probably play in Chicago, and by that point it'll be legal, and we could just be fine.
It'll be
no fine. Beer.
Yeah, no. But you threw up at the car.
Oh my God, I remember throwing. I threw up a lot.
We opened up those beers at the car, and we were sitting there, and I just remember thinking, I don't even really want to drink this.
Yeah, we were just kind of holding them.
It was probably half hour. We were at the car when you got up off the tailgate and just went to the side of the car, and I heard you throwing up for what felt like 5 minutes.
Well, it probably was.
I think I leaned over at one point and said, "All right, dude, are you okay?" Like any good friend should.
Right.
Are you gonna die?
Not like slapping the fucking beer out of my hand, or like, why did you purchase this sugary diabetes alcoholic drink?
Mostly it was just, dude, you're not going to die, are you? Yeah. And I think you looked at me and you're like, yeah, I'm going to be okay. And
right.
I'm like, all right, then we're good. We'll just sit here for a while.
But yeah, dude, shout out to Cubby for really, like, holding it down, man. Like, thank God he allowed us. He was just like, I'll leave the door open. If you want to stay, stay. But he's been on me for years. Every time I talk about going up to Alpine, he's like, oh, come stay at our house. I'm like, well, I'd just rather get home. You know, I'd just rather get home.
But dude, that was
absolutely.
And the dog fucking slept on my leg.
He's got a cool dog too.
He was awesome, man. Or she's awesome. Yeah, dude, she slept on my leg. I couldn't believe it. Mm-hmm. Like as soon as we got in there, and as soon as we laid down, I laid down on the floor, and it was like within 2 minutes, she comes out and she curls up on my leg, and I'm like, oh, okay.
It's like home. I'm going to bed.
I'm going right to sleep, man.
That's right. Yeah, I remember going in the door. I remember his girlfriend giving us blankets, and I remember the light in my eyes the next morning. I'm sure I snored for like the entire time too.
I don't know. Dude. Oh my God. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I woke up with a neck ache. And
you also slept on the floor.
I slept on the floor. Well, there was nowhere else to sleep. I wasn't gonna I'm not gonna sleep on the counter.
You could have slept in a chair.
Yeah, the floor was probably more comfortable at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine. I didn't.
And then Cubby gets up at like 6 or 7 in the morning and starts fucking with us.
Oh God, fucking Jesus. Well, I got up and I think I got up and pissed like 4 times and
Yeah.
yeah. Jesus Christ.
So that was our fish
fun,
story.
Man. It was a fun time. I had a good time.
I wish I remembered it more.
I remember pretty much all of it.
Dude, you know how long it's been since I've blacked out like that? Like it scared me and then it made me angry. Like that I blacked out. I haven't done that, God, probably since my 20s.
Oh, I've blacked out a few times recently. I mean, well, I have this tendency to like, I'm either drinking casually and like it's gonna be, you know, a couple beers and just kind of hanging out, or I'm
shit hammered,
fucking just gone. Yeah, like there's no middle ground for me. What is that? Beep beep.
Stop.
Uh-oh. Just unplug it.
It's my dehumidifier.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I've blacked out a few times recently, within the last few years. Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. I had to get a ride home from a buddy at a party a couple years ago. Like right down the street from my house.
Well, at least you had the wherewithal to like.
No, I didn't have the wherewithal. I had passed out on the lawn. And it was like 3 a.m. when he'd like kind of tap me on the shoulder. He's like, "Hey, come on, I gotta."
Dude, that's some college shit, son.
Dude, I mean, that's my problem. This is what
You're
I'm saying.
Look, it's 0 or 100. You have no in between.
What's the line? Is it from what's the show that's filmed in Chicago?
Shameless.
Shameless. I am talking so drunk, passed out, holding onto the grass that you don't fall off
the face of the earth. Yeah.
Like I've been there a few times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I plan on getting there at the end of September.
Why is that?
I got a buddy who has a lake house down in Minnesota.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me about that.
We go down every year, end of September. We go down for a weekend, full weekend, to like leave on Friday morning. I leave the house on Friday morning. I come back on Sunday night, sometimes Monday morning, and just.
Dude, you know that like you don't have to get blackout drunk, right?
Why not?
Look. Like,
are there other alternatives?
Yes. Just admit and enjoy sucking everybody off. Like, you don't have to get blackout drunk. Like,
I don't have to get drunk to do it?
No. Like, dude. Like, look, man. It's 20... Oh, it's fucking damn near 2020. Like, y'all can get married now. Like, it's all good.
My goal this year
is to at least suck one dick.
No. No. Oh, I need to be drunk. No, I'm kidding. $20 is $20, man. No, my goal this year is to not get like shit-faced hammered. Dude, I hate waking up the next morning and not remembering things.
Yes, like concerts you spent fucking $50 a ticket for. Shit don't grow on trees, son.
Oh my god, dude, it was fun.
It was fun.
When you missed fucking
Blackberry Smoke,
trucks.
Yes.
Tedeschi Trucks with Blackberry Smoke.
In all fairness, though, like I was gonna be gone for 2 weeks.
I know, but you missed a good show.
I know.
It was great.
I know. Well, I'm glad the ticket didn't go to waste.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I went with Billy. Gayla was gonna go, and then when you called me, I didn't have anybody, and I'm like, shit, I gotta find somebody to go. And Gayla said, like, well, if you can't get anybody, you know, I'll go with you. But
right.
I got to be home at like 9. And I'm like, what the fuck? 9? Like, the show starts at 7:30 or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
right.
What the hell? So.
How's the venue down there?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Really?
Man. Well, it was such a great night. This is downtown Aurora.
It was a beautiful night for the show.
What is it, Riverside Pavilion or
River's Edge?
River's Edge,
I believe.
It was a beautiful night. It was probably 68, 70 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
It was just gorgeous, and there was not a cloud in the sky. It was beautiful, and we were probably 50 yards from the stage, 30,
nice.
30, 50 yards from the stage, something like that, give or take. That's a big window, 30, 50, but whatever.
It's 20 yards.
But yeah, no, it's a great venue. I mean, the beer's expensive, everything's expensive because it's a fucking concert venue.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the show was good. She ended up not going. so Billy ended up calling me
Nice.
at like literally 20 minutes before I was going to leave.
Mm-hmm.
He called me and he's like, "Hey, dude, if you still want to get rid of that ticket, I'll go."
Nice.
So I'm like, "All right, man, we're in." Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So it did not go to waste, and we stayed the whole show, and yeah, it was great. For a Sunday night, it's not bad though, because in Aurora, I'm 20 minutes from home.
Right.
So for me, that show ended at like I think a little after 11. I was still home by 11:30. I was in bed by 11:45.
Nice.
It's perfect. Yeah. It was
Nice.
great. Yeah.
See, that's what it would be like if Poplar Creek was still up here.
Yeah, because that's right down the street from you.
It would. Yeah, it used to be.
Yeah.
I only got to see one show there.
I saw a few.
I saw a WCKG show. The headliners were Robbie Krieger and Three Dog Night, and who was the closer? Oh, Steppenwolf. We missed Three Dog Night. So yeah, but Woody Guthrie or Arlo Guthrie was there. They were like, it was all 60s bands.
Oh, okay.
And that was in like 91. It was like right before they tore the fucking place down.
Yeah. Dude, Poplar Creek is where I saw Guns N' Roses open for Aerosmith.
Yeah, on the
Appetite for Destruction and
Permanent Vacation Tour.
Yeah.
That's when I got into speaking of artists with gaps between albums, fucking Guns N' Roses.
Who cares what they do now at this point?
If they do this album that they keep talking about with Slash and Duff, I'll buy it.
I mean,
dude, they were amazing live. Amazing live.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. Dude, Axl Rose is...
Chinese Democracy was...
Is it Axl?
Yeah, it's still Axl.
Axl again, right?
What? Who... They couldn't... Like, he owns the name of the band.
I understand, but I'm just... Because, like, they hate each other, and he's awful.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
There's no way that dude can still sing.
He did it.
He did it live, huh?
He did it live, man. And he tours for AC/DC because Brian Johnson can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess. I mean, I'll probably listen. I'll probably buy it.
Yeah. I mean, because Chinese Democracy was bullshit.
Horrible.
There was like maybe 2 good songs on the record.
You think that many?
And that's being generous. But like we have gotten fewer albums from Guns N' Roses.
Well, they weren't together for 2 decades.
No. 91.
Okay.
Was when they put out
the double album.
Yeah, Use Your Illusion.
Use Your Illusion 1 and 2.
And then it was like 2007 when Chinese Democracy finally surfaced.
Yeah. Okay. That's a band, though, that... Guns N' Roses is a band that I think is at the same time super under and overrated.
Fair.
Appetite for Destruction is a phenomenal album. One of the best rock albums.
Dude, they were the Rolling Stones of Sunset Strip.
Had they have stayed together, had Axl Rose not have been a lunatic, they could have owned the world after Appetite for Destruction.
Oh, for sure.
Grunge would have never happened.
No.
It would
have happened. It would have just still been a local thing.
Right.
A scene.
Right. Nirvana would have never been a thing because metal would have shifted to the whole Guns N' Roses type of metal.
Guns N' Roses, Metallica.
Hair metal. Yes. And it was a great, great album. Mm-hmm. But since Appetite for Destruction, everything Guns N' Roses done has been shit.
Okay. Because you said the same thing about fucking Pearl Jam, too.
No.
Yeah.
No, I said 10 is their best album, and most of the stuff afterwards hasn't been very good. But Vitalogy and Versus is very good.
Fair enough.
After that, most of it's shit. I mean, it's not as much shit as Guns N' Roses.
Right. But then again, like, I thought Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 were great.
Really?
Well, dude, I think that for what it was...
There's like 40-something songs on those albums. All right, 20-something.
Yeah. No, there's probably 30.
And there's like maybe one that's decent.
What? Dude. You Could Be Mine?
Okay, I guess it's okay.
Really?
It's okay.
Dude, that Matt Sorum's drumming in the beginning of that song?
Yeah, no, that's pretty good.
Brutal, dude.
Pretty good. The album itself, though, is not good. I mean, there's a couple of good songs. It's not.
No.
There's a couple of good songs on it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. There's a couple of good songs.
Okay.
Right? I mean...
But dude, a lot of those songs had been like kicked around since the Appetite days.
Yeah, I know.
Like Back Off Bitch they demoed that at Sound City when they were recording Appetite.
I just Appetite was so good.
Dude, November Rain was a great fucking song. Estranged was an amazing fucking song.
Oh, I don't know.
Coma.
I don't know.
Dude.
Coma's a good song.
Dude.
All right. I'll give you. There's a handful of songs.
Now, granted,
there's 4 or 5 songs.
Granted, look, you know how I feel about double albums. Most of the time, I feel they're bloated and completely useless.
Like,
not great.
Use Your Illusion 1 and 2.
Dude, they could have made one super fucking solid record.
They could have made one good rock album. Right. They could have made one very good rock album.
Right.
Yeah. But Appetite was great. Appetite was excellent. And of course, like you said, since from Use Your Illusion, well, they broke up forever, and then they had the whatever.
Well, Chinese Democracy wasn't even the original band. It was like Axl and some dudes.
Right, it's garbage.
Sebastian Bach said they recorded 3 albums worth of material for those sessions. If that's what that's what they released out of 3 albums. Ooh.
Imagine what the other stuff is.
But he's got like amazing cast on that. Like Buckethead played on there.
Yeah.
Like he had such a revolving cast. Sebastian Bach was doing vocals on songs.
Yeah, it's just to me, it's like I think they're underrated because I think Appetite for Destruction was so good that as a band they were so good.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think they're overrated because like after Appetite, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. If we say that's a good rock album, if we say it's a very very solid rock album, fine. But it's not.
It's not going to compare.
No, and it's not. But then you're not putting that in the upper echelon of rock bands, and yet people think of Guns N' Roses and they think of them as this like super elite, like one of the greatest rock bands of all time. And really, since Appetite, they haven't done anything.
Well, I mean, it's mostly their legend.
Right.
You got to think about it.
It's the legend of Guns N' Roses.
Right.
That's why they're overrated, in my opinion.
Yeah, but like you got to figure, like Appetite is like most bands' first album. Most bands' first album is usually considered their best album. They were raw. They were hungry.
They had years of writing experience to build that first album.
That 10 songs. They probably had an hour set. That was their hour set.
Right.
You know? And then after that, it's like, hey, all right, you toured on that for 1.5 years. What do you got next? And they're like, fuck, we've been partying and shit. We're like, all right, we got to write some songs. God damn it. Slash, what you got? You got some more of that Sweet Child of Mine shit?
Yeah, can you play Sweet Child of Mine in a different key?
Yeah.
Just yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes sense. I know what you're saying. I just don't feel like I think for them it's more legend than anything else.
But then again, you got to think about it this way too. Like up until Appetite, right? Most albums were what could literally fit on a 12-inch disc.
Yeah.
You know, anything more than 8 songs on a record kind of fell into that double album territory.
Yeah, anything more than like 8 to 10 songs. Yeah. Well, yeah.
And it's one of those. It's like I think
there wasn't enough good stuff on there to make it.
No, and I think that kind of set a precedent because then you got Load and Reload.
Garbage and re-garbage.
There's like a handful. Like you could get a good EP off of those 2 records.
I don't even know if you can get a good EP.
Like I can't even go back and listen to them as like, all right, this is
Wasn't
when they
Ain't My Bitch on one of those.
Yeah.
God, what garbage.
Yeah, I mean those were the albums that I was like, wow.
2x4.
Yeah.
Crap.
The House That Jack Built.
Oh, what crap. Garbage.
Those are the 2 albums where like Metallica wanted to sound like Corrosion of Conformity, but they just weren't as like they weren't really part of that
They're
vein.
not that genre. They're not there. Well, I don't know what the hell happened to Metallica.
But then they brought it back.
Lars happened to Metallica.
No.
They brought it back kind of with this.
These last 2 records have been fucking solid.
They've been good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're. Again, musically, I think they're great.
Mm-hmm.
I think from a lyrically, they're garbage.
Well, I mean, really, if you think about it, like my roommate in college, Nick, like I was like, man, at least Metallica sing about stuff. Like, you know, they got opinions, and he's like, yeah, for like 5th graders, like
he's got a point.
Like, Seriously. How much do you really have to say when you've dropped out of fucking high school? Not look, I don't want to take away from anybody who's dropped out of high school, but if you're going to be like writing songs about shit and you're trying to get heavy with it, come on, dude.
It's not so much. I mean, I don't know if it's so much the like profoundness of the lyrics as much as it's lyrics that actually meant something.
The first time you listen to Master of Puppets, I was like, well, for me, the first time I listened to Master of Puppets, I was like 13. That was some heavy shit I was listening to when I was 13.
It was really good stuff. Yeah. I like Kill 'Em All better. I think Kill 'Em All is their best record.
Oh. Well, again, you with the first albums.
Dave Mustaine is the guitarist.
No,
the first record.
No, yeah. James Hetfield. No, it was Kirk Hammett.
Is it Hammett?
Yeah.
He
got writing credits on songs, but he was not. He did not play on the album. They fucking gave him bus fare home, and then hired Kirk Hammett, and they recorded the album with Kirk.
God.
Yeah, they were douchebags, dude.
I fucking hate Kirk Hammett. He's such a dick. And Lars is a dick too.
Kirk's not so much of a dick.
Kirk's not a dick, but he's so overrated as a guitarist. He's so fucking overrated.
Well, you know he was a student of Satriani, right?
Was he?
Yeah, he was literally
he didn't learn enough. He should go back to school.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, if you listen to him play and you listen to Satriani play, very similar. Like the way that they put their solos together and stuff like that.
Okay.
And like, oh god, he loves that wah pedal.
Yeah, well, that's him and Vi is the same way in Satriani. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Vi learned from Satriani too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've seen Vi and Satriani.
Have you?
Yeah.
Steve Vai to me, he's another.
Dude, they're amazing.
I can listen to him, but he's just such a douchebag.
Well, for me, it's like I saw them play, and I'm like, wow, I'm seeing virtuosity, but
right.
There's no soul, and I'm bored.
I feel nothing.
No.
Right. When I listen to Steve Vai or I listen to Joe Satriani, I feel nothing.
I'm like, wow, that's very articulate.
Yeah.
It's like reading a good essay.
Right.
It's like,
right.
Wow, you've really made your points. I don't feel one way or the other towards what you're trying to get at, but it was very well written, and I'm glad you took the time with it.
Your footnotes are perfect. Yeah. It's not. It's certainly not Hamlet. That's for sure.
No,
it's not.
No.
You don't feel it. You don't. Well, and that's the difference between like a Satriani and a Derek Trucks.
Right. Or Trey Anastasio. Dude, Trey is. There have been some shows where like he's just played and I've cried. I've just wept.
He's really good, man.
That whole band is just amazing live.
Well, they're solid.
They've been playing for 35 years. So many years. You know,
I mean, that's when you play together for that long. It's
you know each other.
Yeah, and that's at least 75% of what you're doing on stage.
True, but at this point too, stop writing new music. It's just not like, and I hate to be that guy that's just like, well, your new stuff's just not as good, because there are some bands that like can continue on and their stuff is good, Tool, but like some of it I'm just like, it's just not inspired. It sounds like
Is that because you're used to the old stuff? Is that because when you think of Phish, you think of
that first time I saw Phish?
Right. You fell in love with Phish because of that music, and now they're writing new stuff, and it doesn't mean the same.
It doesn't resonate with me. Yeah, I guess it's me like lashing out against everybody who's bitched about Star Wars. I'm never gonna feel the same way I felt when I was 4 years old and I saw that.
The latest movie sucked, dude.
Last Jedi?
Terrible.
Or Solo?
The Last Jedi.
Dude, I loved Last Jedi.
God, it was so bad.
Dude, have you seen the trailer for the new one?
I know, it looks pretty good.
It looks pretty fucking good.
After I saw The Last Jedi, I said, that's it. I'm done. I am fucking done with Star Wars. And now I saw this, and I'm like, shit.
You think Rey's actually going to go to the dark side?
Damn it. I don't know.
Or is it one of those crazy dreams like Luke had in Empire?
I don't know. I think it might be one. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not putting anything past J.J. Abrams. Nothing.
So maybe he will actually make the last movie make sense and make you like it more. Because he has to build off of what Rian Johnson started.
Yeah, and you know how pissed he probably is that he has to build off of that pile of steaming dog shit?
I liked it. There was some, for me, there was some stuff in it that could have been dropped, like the whole, Casino Planet shit could have been dropped. Benicio del Toro was not good in it.
He was out of place. The character didn't.
He was playing Finster. He was Finster.
Yeah, but the character didn't even need to be there.
No,
it wasn't like it was. it felt like it felt like I was watching 2 hours of Jar Jar Binks. That's what it felt like. It was like when I saw The Last Jedi, my thought was, oh my god, the first 2 movies were actually pretty good. Like, I could deal with Jar Jar Binks.
Wait.
I would rather watch Jar Jar Binks again.
Then The Last Jedi?
Yes.
You would rather watch The Phantom Menace?
I would rather watch The Phantom Menace than The Last Jedi. Absolutely.
Heresy.
Absolutely, without question.
Really?
Yes. Oh, no doubt. Not even think twice. Dude, there was nothing in The Last Jedi that was any good. The whole Han Solo thing, like him...
Han Solo was already dead at that point.
In The Last Jedi? Oh, yeah, he was dead at that point. No, he wasn't. He
Yeah,
died
The
in
Last Jedi. No. He died in, was it... God damn it, what was the last one?
No.
Yes. The Last Jedi was the one just that came out 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
You're thinking of The Force Awakens.
I'm thinking of The Force Awakens. No, The Force Awakens wasn't bad.
That was a J.J. Abrams.
That was J.J. Abrams. The Last Jedi... Well, The Last Jedi was the one with when Leia did her Mary Poppins thing.
Yeah.
Through the fucking... Like, come on, dude.
Dude, you're watching... These are fictional characters. Fictional characters!
I know, but it was dumb. It wasn't so much that it was... I didn't care if it was fictional
if
or
Luke
not. It was dumb.
Look, they have the same...
They destroyed Luke's entire character.
I don't think so.
Oh, they did.
I don't think so.
I don't know, man. The Luke Skywalker from the first 3 movies, Star Wars, Empire, and that Luke Skywalker would never, ever, ever have tried to kill Kylo Ren. Never.
But
that Luke Skywalker, let me remind you, that Luke Skywalker was the one who got himself captured by the Empire just so that he could get ear time with Darth Vader, so he could convince Darth Vader to come back to the good side because he knows there's good in him. And you're telling me that Luke Skywalker decides he's going to kill Kylo Ren in his sleep? Come on, dude.
Fair point.
Come on. There's no way. No way. I think he ruined the character. I think they ruined the character.
But if he saw power that was that of beyond Vader and it scared him,
is Kylo Ren beyond Vader?
He might be.
Dude.
We don't know.
Maybe, I guess. I don't know.
Dude, you have to admit,
the
throne room lightsaber battle.
Okay,
that was amazing.
Visually, the effect, it was very good. The lightsaber battle was very good. I love the Rey character. I love. I don't know what kind of arc they're going to take with her, like you said, but I like the way that they've developed her character. Even though I think she's just Luke. She's Luke in the female version, which is fine. Because I thought the Luke character was great, right? But yeah, don't get me wrong. There are things about the story that are still very good. Like I said, Rey, the lightsaber battle in the throne room was excellent. Some of the action scenes are very, very good. Visually, it's a beautiful movie to watch.
Sure, Rian Johnson's a great filmmaker.
He's a great filmmaker. I think story-wise, though, it falls so short. It just felt, like you said, I didn't need Benicio del Toro or whatever the hell his name is. I didn't need him.
He's a great actor, but he played the part before, and his character moved the plot forward zero degrees.
Zero. It was entirely useless. I didn't need that. I didn't need the whole Leia thing.
See, but for me with Leia, like, it showed that, like, they're both Vader's kid. Why wouldn't they both have Force sensibilities in order to do that?
Believe me, I totally understand why that happened.
But in the way that they executed it, maybe?
They executed, I thought it was terrible. I thought it was just silly. The whole hyperspace thing, slicing through a Star Destroyer, visually...
Dude, nobody had ever done that before.
Hyperspace doesn't work that way. It never worked that way in any of the previous 7 movies.
But they've never tried it in any of the other 7 movies.
Well, then why didn't they just try? Then let me ask you this.
Because it's a suicide mission.
Okay, then why didn't they just send a ship into hyperspace through the Death Star in the first movie, and then none of this would have ever happened?
Because the Death Star was so huge that one ship going into it's not going to do anything.
Dude, God. I hated it. I thought it was awful. What else can we talk about? I thought it was bad. It was a bad
Oh,
movie.
I loved it.
I know you did.
I love,
I
you
know.
know, and
But
I
you
even
like Star Wars. You're a big Star Wars nut. I'm a huge Star Wars nut too. I grew up with it.
yeah,
I
we
mean, I
both.
was 7 when the first one came out.
Yeah, I was a zygote, but you know,
So like, you know,
I remember seeing Empire in the theater though,
I
so that
remember
counts.
I remember watching Ray Rayner. You remember Ray Rayner?
Yeah, he used to for Bozo Show, man.
Right, the Bozo Show, and I remember watching Ray Rayner every morning, uh, in '80 or whatever it was before Empire came out, because Ray Rayner every day for like 2 weeks or something leading up to the release of Empire Strikes Back would have like a 30-second clip
Oh, really?
of the Empire Strikes Back,
Mm-hmm.
like that he would show, like, you know, and I remember watching Ray Rayner every morning just for the freaking clip of the
Star
Empire
Wars.
Strikes Back.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom took me to see it downtown Aurora at the Paramount.
Okay. Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dude, they still show movies there, I think.
Yeah, on Mondays they do $1 Mondays. It's all classic movies.
It's all like old movies and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. What the hell did I see there at the Paramount? I saw Dwight Yoakam.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That story's been documented.
Right. More than once.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I saw they did the Who's Tommy there,
Oh, okay.
and we saw that. And Kirsten and I went to see something else there too. Annie. I took her to see Annie because that's like her favorite, one of her
that's
favorite
okay.
musicals.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Tommy, I haven't seen that in a long time.
yeah, it was the first and only time I'd ever seen it. It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. It was very minimalistic stage wise.
Oh, you saw it stage. Okay.
Oh yeah, it was a musical.
Yeah,
like we saw the musical.
Yeah, I thought you saw the movie.
No, the
okay.
musical.
Oh, okay.
Same thing with Annie. They did a musical. The kids were awesome.
Okay.
It was great.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I was just talking about tonight with Brendan that he was shocked to hear that The Wall was actually a movie.
Really?
And I said, yeah. I said, you know that like in the '70s that was the thing. You made your when bands put out their their magnum opus type of record, they did these rock opera things.
Mm-hmm.
The Who did Tommy, and the Pink Floyd did The Wall, and
well, the Who did too, because they did Quadrophenia as well.
Quadrophenia as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, and the Beatles did like everything.
Yeah.
Well,
they
Magical Mystery Tour.
Oh, dude, Help. Well, they did 3 movies. They did Help.
Ridiculous.
Dude, that movie was
so
bad. But like Hard Day's Night, dude, you don't get any better than Hard Day's Night.
Yeah.
Like that was the first like, hey, let's kind of do a fake documentary about what goes on behind the scenes at a with the Beatles.
Yeah. And I think that's one of their better albums.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was early on, and it was like they were still doing the early proto rock and roll, but it wasn't totally sappy like early rock and roll was.
It wasn't super doo-woppy, but it was. They were kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were starting to get into that. Well,
they hadn't.
Hard Day's Night. Hard Day's Night was just before the White Album, right?
Oh, Hard Day's Night was early.
Or was that really early?
That was very early.
Okay.
That was in like 65.
Oh, was it that early?
Yeah, 64, 65.
Because the White Album was 67?
7. Mm-hmm. No, 60... I think it was 68. I think
68?
because they just had the 50th anniversary of the album last year.
Okay. Because was it White Album, Magical Mystery Tour, Sgt. Pepper's, in that order, right?
No, Sgt. Pepper's came out before the White Album.
Before the White Album. Okay,
yeah,
okay,
and then
okay, Sgt. Pepper's was 67.
Mm-hmm.
White Album was 68, right? Okay.
Yeah, and then Magical Mystery Tour, which was kind of like a EP, but they tacked some singles onto that.
Yeah.
And it was like a made-for-TV movie that was apparently god-awful.
Bad.
Yeah,
really
and then they did, I want to say, what was it, the Abbey Road, and then Let It Be. But they released... Okay, so they did Let It Be and then Abbey Road. Because they recorded them and then released them reversed.
Maybe.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's...
Was that true?
True.
I know Let It Be was the last thing they recorded.
Well, that was the last thing they released.
Okay.
That was their final
record. Was the last one they released, right. Mm-hmm. So they record... Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like... And, they just went... It was just so different.
Well, everything they did...
Was different.
They were... They were Madonna long before Madonna was on. Madonna reinvented herself over and over and over again. Nobody had reinvented themselves like that since
ever.
The Beatles. The Beatles their first few albums was all that doo-woppy type of rock.
Love, Love Me Do.
Right. And then everything after that was a reinvention. From the White Album all the way to Let It Be.
It started at Revolver.
It started at Revolver, yeah.
That's when they really started. That was after they smoked pot with Bob Dylan.
Yes.
And right after, like, I want to say it was, because it was right around the time that they did Help. Right after that.
Okay.
Because I remember reading books about the Beatles when I was in junior high school.
Yeah.
And, like, the whole skiing sequence, basically, like, everybody would, like, ditch behind a bunny hill with George Harrison, and they'd smoke weed, and they'd go back out and go skiing again. And apparently when they were filming in the Bahamas, like, yeah, they were in the Bahamas, and they're running around like it's, like, 80 degrees in the summertime, but it was in the spring, so it was, like, cold as fuck in the Bahamas. So they were, like, just in a vicious cold snap, so they were, like, kind of sick through the whole whole process.
Oh, yeah.
Help was kind of all over the place, though. That was just one of those goofy-ass movies.
Yeah, it wasn't. But everything from Revolver on is like a total reinvention.
Rubber Soul, dude. Rubber Soul was good.
Such a good album,
dude.
Yeah, and I'm not a huge Beatles fan. I'm more of a Stones guy.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about this too. I know, but I have such a great respect for the Beatles just for what they did. I mean, when you think, just the thought that. What, they were broken up by the time they were like 25
or
something
like that.
27, something like that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Paul McCartney wrote Yesterday at like 19.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
What the fuck?
You know what I was doing at 19? Jerking off onto my stomach. That's what I was doing. Hoping to God I was going to get laid at some point.
Like, the music. Have you seen yet the Yesterday movie? Oh, dude, you got to see it.
Dude, you know what I did see? I saw Bohemian Rhapsody.
I hear that's very, very good.
Nah.
No, really?
Yeah, it was okay. Like,
I'm not a huge Queen fan. I like Queen.
I like Queen a lot, but I'm not. I wouldn't consider myself to be like a super fan.
Yeah.
Like, they've got really good songs.
They've got
and
they're
really super
songs.
Fucking talented.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, the movie
Studio talented.
Oh, yeah.
Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury is
he had
one
like
of the
7
greatest
Optic
frontmen of all time. He's got an incredible voice. He's great live. He's great in studio. The rest of the band, great studio band.
Yeah. I've seen Brian May. He was good.
Yeah.
He was good. His guitar is custom made. He made it with his dad.
Yeah, he bugs the shit out of me.
Why? Because he's an astrophysicist to top it all off?
No, because every video, every clip I've seen of him live is him fucking shit up. Like, all the time. Like, and
really?
I know he's a very, very good guitarist, and I know that studio-wise he's phenomenal.
Right.
But every time I've ever seen a clip of him, and I never saw them live because I was... Yeah,
he was dead before it. Well, yeah. No.
He wasn't. But they were... there was... By the time I was actually listening to music, it was the We Will Rock You album, and I just never got a chance to see him live. But,
right.
But every time I've ever seen videos or things of them live, Brian May's just fucking shit up. It's all he seems to do live.
Yeah, it was good.
It
was costumed well. Like, it was of the time.
Okay.
Like, Rami Malek was really good.
Okay.
But he didn't sing any of it.
No, yeah.
Like, they had some, like, professional singer do all the vocals, which, at that point, why don't you just put Freddie's vocals straight in?
Then just layer Freddie's vocals on
yeah.
top of it, right.
Like, it propelled the story, but it propelled the story very fast. Like, it was like, oh, this thing happened, then this thing happened.
How do you tell a story? This is always so hard. How do you tell a story? But the weird thing is, it's like... that's in an hour and a half.
Yeah, no, I get that. But at the same point, like, they didn't really, like, get into anybody else's story. Never told you about like they mentioned that, oh, Brian May, you're an astrophysicist, and one of the other guys had some other professional job, and one other guy had another job, and they kind of mentioned that in the movie. Yeah. But I'm like, okay, but like you never see any of their conflict. Like you see him get very successful, and Freddie's got it's that fucking movie. Like, oh, they're just like
it's a movie about Freddie Mercury.
It's a movie about Freddie Mercury.
Okay.
And if they would have just called it a movie about Freddie Mercury, at least it would have been like more on the nose, and you would expect that.
You know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you should see Yesterday, because Yesterday is so good, man.
Yeah.
It's
Well, they've
so
got
good.
that Bruce Springsteen one now too, with the Indian kids and
I
Bruce
know.
Springsteen music, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it just seems derivative.
Yeah, I don't really want to see that. I mean, I guess maybe like
Like,
he's a super fan or something, right? Yeah,
yeah, and I
I saw
just,
the previews for that, and I'm a huge Springsteen fan, and
as
I
am
just,
I.
to me, it's I don't know if I want to see that. I don't know.
Like,
I guess
you know what?
maybe.
You want to show me something interesting? Show me a document, like not a documentary, but like, hey, do a movie about his life.
Right.
That would be
I want to
interesting.
see. You know what I want to
But
see?
then again, at the same time, when the Elton John movie was announced, I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
That I hear is way over the top, like
Yeah.
just ridiculous. Like don't even bother. But yeah, no. If I want to see a movie, you know what I want to see, like about Springsteen. I want to see a story about Springsteen about like the actual story of how like he got to Born to Run.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
Show
Yeah.
me from age like 16 to Born to Run.
Yeah.
Right. I want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see him go to the studio. I want to see him. You know the story of right. He went to join his first band and they gave him like a list of songs and he went home and learned them all over like a day
Mm-hmm.
or something. I want to see that story.
Right.
I want to see that guy. I don't need to see like.
Give me the Johnny Cash movie again.
Yeah.
You know, not the
Ooh.
not that again, but like Walk the Line did it right.
It sure did. Yeah.
It did it right.
Yeah. The story of how this person got to be that.
Yeah.
That star.
Absolutely.
That mega star. That's the story to see.
And like there was a richness in that movie.
Yeah, that was
like,
a good movie.
Where it talked about the whole, like it was just like it was so good. It was so well written.
He did such a good job. That's
like
what's his name?
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix. Thank you.
And like it was just so well done. Like it was well written. It was well shot. The actors were phenomenal. Everybody who played a role in that movie was excellent for that role.
Have you ever seen? It's an old movie called This Is Elvis.
No.
So it's an old. I remember it as a kid, and I've seen it a couple times since then.
Was it the one that Kurt Russell plays Elvis?
No. So I just saw it a few years ago. It was on some like TNT or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's called This Is Elvis, and to be honest, I can't remember if it's like clips and like what is it recreation type of thing, or if it's just all clips or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I know there's a narration over the whole thing, kind of like a documentary sort of thing, and the narration is somebody playing Elvis.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody talking as if he's Elvis.
Sure.
It's so good though because it goes through that whole progression of Elvis growing up in Memphis and becoming Elvis Presley and how he met Priscilla and how he met Colonel Tom Parker, right, and how Colonel Parker kind of controlled him and the guy who does the voicing of Elvis over the narration talks as if like he has this almost worship of Colonel Tom Parker and it's so good. It's such a great movie and it's not really a documentary but it's kind of it's good. It's called This Is Elvis if you get a chance
biopic.
To see it. So yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, it's a good movie.
But I agree with you about the Springsteen one. If they would do it from like that, like the time he picks up his first guitar all the way till like he walks into the recording studio or hits the stage after that, you know.
And you can do it fictionalized like Walk the Line did, where you get somebody to play Springsteen or get somebody like they did, get Joaquin Phoenix to play Johnny Cash. That's the way to do it.
Who would you think would play a good Springsteen?
Jeez.
Like a young Springsteen.
Gosh. I don't even really know any young actors. Off the top of my head, I'm trying to think of like I don't even know any any young because he started when he was very young. He was like 19, 20 or something. When they, I want to say he was like 21 when they did
Asbury Park.
Who the heck are there any actors that
are there young actors these days? Like I would think like Emil Hirsch.
Who's he?
He was the main guy in oh fuck, what was the name of it?
Oh, that movie?
Into the Wild.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like if he grew his hair
Yeah,
out,
he
he'd
could
look
do it.
really kind of feral as but he wouldn't be as young
No,
because he's in his mid-30s at this
he's
point.
older now. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know any young
he could
actors.
do it, but yeah, I don't even know any like younger actors that would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be interesting to see though. But I'd love to see. I'd watch that movie.
Oh, totally.
For sure, I'd watch that movie. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Whew. Now I want to see that movie.
Let's write that movie.
I don't want. Yeah.
I don't want to write that movie.
I don't want to.
Somebody out there write that movie.
It takes a lot of effort. Man.
Right? Time. I got neither of those two things. I have neither effort nor time.
I know, right?
That's why it's taken me 2 months to put up an episode.
Is that how long it's been?
It's been like a month at least.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So, good times. So we're going to be hopefully recording in the next week again.
Yeah.
To do a Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
With I Am Mother.
I Am Mother. Yeah.
So, Netflix original.
I've already watched it.
I've watched it as well. I need to rewatch it.
Right.
Take some notes.
I don't know if I want to rewatch it. No, it was. Whatever. We'll save that.
Yeah.
I'll probably rewatch it.
Well, and we'll definitely watch it as we're.
We'll watch it as we're commenting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
All right, man.
I'm
gonna go take a piss.
Yeah, I need to do that as well. So, all right, for Pop Goulash this week, I'm Reuben.
I'm Tom.
Be kind to one another.